What's up, everybody? It's your boy Sterling from
What
ENT.
is up?
Welcome to ENT Fantasy Football.
Welcome back.
Joined by my good friend Joseph.
As always.
As always, joined by my good friend Cameron. So this is our starts of the week. Week 12 starts of the week. Let's just get right into it. Let's start off with our quarterbacks.
Indeed.
You want me to start off?
If you, either you guys can start off. Who wants to start off? You can start off. Go
I
ahead.
like starting off.
Go ahead and start.
So, who I'm taking this week is Tua Tagovailoa. I've been on the Tua train for a minute. You know, I've been liking the way he's playing since he's came back from his finger injury. It did hurt him a little bit. You can tell he was throwing some incompletions. But since then, last week he scored 23 points. Mm-hmm. He threw for 2 passing touchdowns and an INT. And a few weeks ago against ATL, 35 fantasy points.
Yeah.
4 passing TDs. And Carolina they play okay on defense. But Terry Mclaren and Tyler Heineke did bust their butts last week.
Yeah.
I'm projecting a little bit of Tua Tagovailoa, and he's projecting a little bit of Jaylen Waddle.
We're going to get into that in a little bit. Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned for that.
Yes, indeed.
So this week for Tua, you start him.
Start him. Start of the week for Joseph, quarterback position.
Who you going
My
for this
quarterback start of the week is going to be the Houston Texans quarterback, Tyrod Taylor.
Let's go.
So Taylor's had a couple respectable weeks since coming back from injury, and he's playing the New York Football Jets. For those of you who don't know, the New York Jets allow the most passing yards a game in the entire NFL. If I'm not mistaken, it was about 288 yards passing a game.
Oof.
So
that is a big oof.
It's a great
That's
matchup
tough.
for Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor obviously has a super safe floor with his rushing upside.
They're playing the Jets, ladies
playing
and
the
gentlemen.
Jets.
Playing the
That's
Jets.
pretty much all I have to
in
say.
In case you haven't figured it out.
They're playing the Jets.
Yeah.
And they don't have any type of running back that's probably worth noting.
Nope.
No.
So, dude, if he's scrambling all over the place, that's going to get you 15 fantasy points.
Yeah.
Especially with his rushing TDs. He always gets those.
Yeah, he does.
Always.
So he has a super safe floor.
Yeah. I'm going with one, Mac Jones. I like the matchup. It's against Tennessee. Patriots. They do what the Patriots do. It's just go out, do your job. And Mac Jones has done a great job for them this year. So, favorable matchup, I would side with Mac Jones.
For this week, I just want to say I'm not taking the Jacoby Myers bait. I will not be taking it. I
think he's going to have a really good game this week.
Yeah, watch.
I think he's going to have a good game. I don't know if he's going to find the end zone.
It's going to be...
But I think he's going to have a good game.
I think it may be a Kendrick Bourne.
It could be.
It could be a Kendrick Bourne.
All right. Anyways, moving on to our running back position. I'll go first for our running backs.
Please go first.
My running back start of the week is the Baltimore Ravens running back, Devonta Freeman. So, in last week's game, with Latavius Murray back in the lineup, Devonta Freeman touched the ball 22 times.
Jeez.
22 touches. Last week, for fantasy purposes, in half-point PPR, Devonta Freeman was the RB10.
Okay.
So, he's an RB1. He was an RB1 last week.
He proved it.
3 weeks ago, in Week 9, he was also the RB10 in that week as well, in half-point scoring. So, 2 of the last 3 weeks, he's been an RB1 in the top 10. Now, this is another thing. He's playing the Cleveland Browns, all right? The last 3 weeks, the Browns defense has given up top 6 fantasy performances every week to running backs. So, in Week 9, Joe Mixon played the Browns. He was the RB4 with 25.5 fantasy points.
That's a good amount.
Week 10, Ramondre Stevenson was the RB2.
Let's go.
With 25.4 fantasy points. Last week in Week 11, DeAndre Swift was the RB6. With 21.1 fantasy points.
Speedy recovery for DeAndre Swift.
Yes. And so, it's a favorable matchup. Devonta Freeman with Latavius Murray last week was still the lead back. So, I think Devonta Freeman is a safe start this week.
Me next?
You can go next.
Yeah,
let's see.
Sure.
My start of the week this week is James Robinson against the ATL. Against the Falcons.
Okay.
The ATL.
So, he's coming off that injury, but he is practicing in full now, and we're assuming that he's going to go back to his regular role.
Yeah. There's no reason for him not to.
Exactly. So, in the week that he was limited, he had 12 rushing attempts for 29 yards and a TD, and he was targeted 3 times. So that was a limited game for him. He was injured that game. But that's a small sample size compared to, let's say, week 5, where he had 18 rushing attempts for 149 yards, a rushing TD, and a reception for -2 yards. He was limited last week. And I just want to tell fantasy managers, put him in your lineup and leave him. He is back this week.
I agree.
I'm projecting him at least 17 points this week.
James Robinson is one of those guys that when I watch him, it's just like people underrate him so much.
Dude, he's a good player.
He's an amazing player. Bro, why did they draft Travis Etienne, bro?
That's the question of the day, though.
Why did they do it?
If James Robinson is
he was a rookie last year.
He's gonna, you know what? He's probably gonna leave.
He could be a workhorse back. He's shown
it, and he's still proving it. So,
all right, moving on.
Cameron, who is your start of the week?
Okay, I'm gonna hit you guys with two, and I'm gonna let you guys decide. One Melvin Gordon III or Javonte Williams. It's basically pick your poison. They have the best matchups for the remainder of the year.
Yeah,
okay. They're going up against the Chargers,
who have been gashed.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, they're a bottom 5 rushing defense.
Yes, indeed. We've talked about how Javonte Williams, how they're kind of grooming him, but Melvin Gordon has been like a solid flex option.
Yeah.
So if I'm not mistaken, they are coming off of a bye.
They are as well.
So I would like to. Me and Sterling talked about this last week.
Yeah, last episode.
We're on the train.
I'm on the train.
We're on the Devonta Williams.
I'm driving the train right now in the front position. He's passenger seat.
And I'm passenger, just chilling. Yeah. And I just want to tell you guys this: coming off of the bye week, he's taking over the backfield.
He might.
I want to say he's gonna take it over. Let's hope they're game planning him some more. Let's hope they're mixing him in on more plays this week. But I really feel like coming off the bye week, they're going to incorporate him. He's showing flashes, bro.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. So, like I said, it's up to you guys. It's a great matchup. They're both solid guys. Go with either Melvin Gordon or Javonte Williams.
Well, I just want to say this. In probably almost any fantasy format, you could flex either of them. Like, there's no reason that you should really sit either of them.
Yeah.
They both have a solid matchup.
Yeah. Start
both. But if we had them on the same team, we would personally choose Javonte Williams. Or would we choose Javonte
This
Williams?
week, I'm going to stick with Melvin.
I'm sticking with Melvin, too.
You guys are going to stick with Melvin?
Yeah. But I could see...
This week's going to be a big tell as to where they go.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah. If Javonte Williams is getting a majority of the snaps, we know who to go with after that.
Yeah.
My wide receiver start of the week is the Miami Dolphins rookie, Jaylen Waddle.
Guess who has him on their fantasy team? I picked him up.
So look, this year, Jaylen Waddle is averaging 8.5 targets a game as a rookie. He's already one of the most targeted players in the NFL. Top 10 in targets. In his last 6 games, he's averaging 9.6 targets a game in his last 6. He's being targeted nonstop, bro.
They like him. Like I was saying, guys. They try to get him touches. Like, that is the whole point.
He had a rushing touchdown last week.
They want to give him points. Like, they want to give him touches with the ball.
Yep.
So they're throwing his way on short yardage routes. And then he gets yak.
Yep.
Yak.
And then he's fast, so he can catch a bomb over your head.
Yeah.
He's just... You know what? What is he? A football guy.
He's just a good, solid guy.
Exactly. I like to bring up my guy now.
All right. Go for it. Your wide receiver start of the week?
My wide receiver start of the week
is
the Washington football guy, Terry McLaurin. So I'm liking Terry's matchup this week against the Seattle defense. So this matchup, we're hoping that he breaks off a huge catch, a TD, of course. Against Carolina, he balled out.
He did.
So you know what they like to say? Ride the hot hand, my friends.
Yeah.
Heineke, he's throwing the ball to him. And I'm not complaining at all.
They have a nice connection, bro. They
do.
Really do.
Like, I could think off the top of my head, like, 2 crazy Terry McLaurin clutches from this year.
He's a walking highlight reel.
He is. So, if you have Terry McLaurin, you're starting him this week.
Yep, start him. You have your wide receiver?
Yeah, I'm going to go with one DJ Moore for my wide receiver. It's a favorable matchup. They had a great matchup last week, the Carolina Panthers. Cam Newton dropped a 30-piece. And DJ Moore had a 13-piece to go with that, too. I can see them connecting on more plays, especially with the matchup. Yeah, I would favor DJ Moore, for sure.
Okay, I want to ask you
I think he's in line for a really good game.
Yeah.
DJ Moore or Brandon Cooks?
Why do you got to do this to me?
DJ Moore.
You think so? I was gonna lean Brandon Cooks.
That's a tough one.
Moore is safer to me. Moore is a lot safer to me.
Yeah, I could see that.
You want to get into your tight end?
I would love to get into my tight end.
Yeah.
One I have yet to choose.
Okay, I'll start off then. Mine is the Pittsburgh Steelers tight end, Pat Freiermuth.
Let's go.
So now look, here's
I'm
some
looking.
statistics. We all know the unfortunate injury of Juju Smith-Schuster this season. He's out for the season, and that injury occurred in Week 5.
Oof.
So since Week 6, which was the first game without Juju, Pat Freiermuth is averaging 7.2 targets a game. For the tight end position, he's averaging 7.2 targets a game.
That's solid.
That's more than solid.
That's great.
That's up there with the best of the best tight ends in target percentage.
Indeed.
In the last 4 weeks, get this, last 4 weeks, he's averaging 1 touchdown a game. He's on a really solid offense. He's pretty much their number 1 red zone threat these days. So, Pat Freiermuth, my start of the week for the tight end position.
So, I would like to bring up one, Noah Fant.
Okay,
Playing against the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm liking this matchup. They're number 2. They're the second worst coverage against the tight end position.
Yep. And I'm going to be honest, I was this close away from picking Noah Fant as my start of the week. I was super close. So I'm in agreement with you. Yeah.
But he does get targets, and he does get catches. He is a big part of that offense.
He is.
He's Teddy B's safety blanket. Teddy B not playing well. Cameron, who are you choosing this week?
I am choosing one Robert Gronkowski as mine. What I've come to realize with the tight end position is if you don't have like Kelsey or Waller, or I'll throw Mark Andrews in there as well, you're kind of hoping for that touchdown. And Gronkowski, it's a good matchup. It's Indy. They're the 6th worst against tight ends. It's just the matchup, and I just think he's a really good red zone threat on that team. Obviously, it's not like he's in New England where he can be a threat in the open field anymore, but like he's athletic enough to make plays in the red zone.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for today. Unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties, so
we're recording this later on.
Yeah, Cameronian bounced. So without further ado, that's pretty much it. Go down below, hit the like button, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Hit the bell icon, share it to your mom, your grandma for Thanksgiving. Tell them Happy Thanksgiving, and share them this video as a little extra gift.
You guys have a great day, but when it comes to us, we outie.